Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of 10K Dollar Day. Today, we're talking about glaciers, chocolate, and coffee.
I call that an iced mocha latte.
Hey, here we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of 10K Dollar Day. It's the comedy podcast about imaginary luxury travel. And today you're here for episode 277. I'm Allison Burns.
I'm Lulu Picard.
And we're so excited you're here with us today. If you've never been here before, welcome to the show. This show, we're about to take $10,000. That's all imaginary. It's in our brains. And we're going to spend it in one day in somewhere very real around the world. You too could do this if you had 10K to spend. In fact, I had someone today ask me, wait, this podcast, you actually have $10,000 a day? And I did what you did. I said, ha, 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 ha. No, no, no. No, silly. No, silly.
No, silly.
It's in my mind. So it's in our minds. We're going to spend it in one day. But before we do that, we're going to talk about our current obsessions, what's on our wish list. Then we have a fun improv segment at the end. So buckle up. It's going to be about an hour of fun. And if you need less fun than that, you can join us at our other podcast. It's called The Daily Happy. That's only 10 minutes of fun. So that's a little less fun because it's
What is happening?
because it's just less time.
Okay.
Okay. But now it's time before we get to our obsessions to find out what's happening with Lou. Lou, where are you? You know what I feel like?
What's up?
I feel like, when they asked that guy, what was his name, when they said, what's happening in your neck of the woods?
Oh, yeah, that's like definitely me at this
Yeah,
point.
I'm like, so that's what's happening here. Lulu, what's happening in your neck of the woods?
Well, my neck of the woods for this week and the next few weeks is Los Angeles. So I
Yeah.
am in LA, and this is Wednesday, so it's actually opening night. And what's interesting is they're considering the LA. This is so LA. Everyone in LA, you're going to be so excited about what I'm about to say, but they're treating our LA opening as the opening of the tour. Don't tell anyone in Philadelphia,
Okay.
because
Yeah, no.
we for sure opened in Philadelphia, which is where the story takes place and is the birthplace of our nation. But no. We got to Hollywood this up, and our real opening is in LA. And what is really cool is there are posters everywhere and flyers everywhere of our show with pictures of people in our show. Not of me. Don't get excited, everyone. I know everyone was going to rush out to Sunset Boulevard and be like, I got to find that Lulu poster. It doesn't exist. I peaked in 2015 when my face was on trash cans all over New York City, and y'all missed that. So now we just got to take it where it comes. So it's going to be really exciting being in LA. The weather, I love LA. I love the weather. I have lots of friends here. Who knows if I'll actually have energy to see anybody? I say that all the time. I'm like, I have lots of friends here. And I'm like, I'm so tired after doing this 3-hour show.
I know.
But if you are coming out to 1776, please say hi. And if you know anywhere that you're like, I don't care how tired you are, Lulu, you got to get over here. You got to eat this thing. You have to drink this thing. You have to see this art. You have to meet these people. You have to go to this store. Please tell me. Get me out of my hotel room. It's too small. I don't want to be in here anyway. Get me out. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. All right. So now we're going to talk about obsessions. My new obsession has to do with one of the I was trying to segue it. It's not going to work. You were talking about get me out of the hotel room. I was thinking the reason I got this because I'm always in my office anyways. I got a fridge for my office. Like a tiny
the office
one.
at your place of work, not
At
your
my
podcast.
Yes, my place
Okay.
of work. I got a little baby fridge. So now I can bring cheese sticks and pickles.
Listen, you are living our charcuterie life.
Yeah. I'm super excited.
That's a big upgrade.
Yeah. I was very excited because here's the thing at the work that I work at, there's 2 refrigerators. They're very small and they're in the public space, and all the kids bring in their Uber Eats and their lunch boxes from school, and then they just leave stuff, and they're
Gross.
constantly opening and closing, and I swear those fridges are never actually or cold because of it, because they're never
Yeah.
closed. So I was like, finally, I was trying to save some money. I was trying not to eat out or buy from the vending machine, try to be a little healthier, bring my own snacks. And I was like, I have to get my own space. So in my own private office is now my own private fridge. The kids can't get to it. So that's
I
my obsession.
I really feel that there is such a great feeling when you figure out your work lunch
Oh,
situation, your work food.
yeah.
Like if you really figure that out, and I think I was at the height of that. Listen, everyone, apparently um I peaked professionally in 2016, and I definitely peaked lunch-wise in right around 2004, which is around when I met Miss Allison. No, not 2004, 2006, 7. Because I remember that one of the first things that you and I bonded over was that we both packed tomatoes
Oh, yes. We love the
in our
tomatoes.
lunch, and we were both looked at each other and we're like, "Ah, you bring tomatoes to lunch, I bring tomatoes to lunch. We should be friends." And I have such happiness when I have a wide variety of healthy things that are delicious to eat
Mm,
with me, and I've put
yeah.
that thought into it, and you just like lay them out. You're like, boop, 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 boop. Oh,
Yeah.
I
I
feel so
know.
grown up.
I know, it's a great feeling, and then you love the shakes, the protein shakes. You can put stuff like almond
Yeah,
milk or the pre-made shakes in those as well, because I always like them when they're really, really cold.
gotta be cold.
So, yeah, that's good
So many
too.
things have to be cold. Okay.
What's your obsession?
I wish it were as healthy as what we were just talking about,
Okay.
but my sad obsession, both for my wallet and my life, is fancy chocolate bars.
Oh, okay.
I can't resist them. I Every part of a fancy chocolate bar is built to attract me personally, Lulu
Okay.
Picard, okay? From the way that it's like a little present, first of all.
Okay.
The wrapper is always going to be like a beautiful design, probably a heavy paper, maybe
Mhm.
with a little story about them. Then you open it up. You got to be real careful when you open these bars. You're opening them to close them again.
Oh,
I
that's
will
true because you
repeat
can't eat the whole
that.
thing.
You're opening them to close them again. Learn from my mistakes. So
Okay.
you unwrap it, you look at the bar because some of them are very specific about what they put on the top of the bar, like their little designs. I am in heaven eating these fancy chocolate bars. I can't afford this habit. Okay?
Oh, yes, I see.
These chocolate bars are between $8 and $11 each.
Wow, that's a full meal.
Thank you. Yes, that's a really great way to put that in perspective. It is absolutely a full meal. And when I go to a store, because they're kind of, it's easy to find the same brands of fancy chocolate bars everywhere. And then once
Yeah.
in a while, I'll go to a store that has like many brands I've never seen before. And then,
That's tough.
I mean, that's what credit cards are made for. So I will just go and get a selection because they make me so happy. So right now, everyone, I have thrown away half of what I own because I can't carry it with me, but I have 9 fancy chocolate bars at any one time that are just running around with me.
I love that though. I mean, I wanna
Mhm.
try it, especially if you are keeping them, wrapped back up and
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
They're meant to savor. You can't eat like a lot. They're not many of them are like, "And then I ate the whole chocolate bar."
right.
Most of them are like, "Oh, I had a little bit, and then I had a dried apricot with it, and then I had a
Mm,
little bit of wine."
yes.
But
Red
they're
wine,
great.
chocolate, you can't beat it.
You can't.
It's
Yeah.
so good.
So I'm super excited by them.
Well, that's my wish list then. I wish right now I had red wine and dark chocolate. No, my real wish list is that I wish I had a screen on my sliding door.
You don't have one?
I
So
don't
you
have one.
so it's either closed or open. You can't have that in between no bug life.
And that's the problem. Tonight, as I sat on my couch waiting to record, all of the sudden I hear this giant buzz, not like a little buzz, there is a buzz that's huge. Like a helicopter was in my living room, and I look up, and there is the biggest insect I have ever seen right in front of my face. And I hid underneath a blanket, and my husband swatted it with his hand, and then the dog started playing with it. That's how big it was. Our giant dog was able to play with this insect. Don't know
What
what it is.
is your door just open?
Well, what happens is we'll take the dogs out back to play or to, whatever, sit out back. We have a nice little sitting area, and we'll leave it open
It's just
sometimes.
too
It
hard.
just
It's too hard.
happens.
Yeah, I know. I know. I
And then
know.
they get in, they see
Of
the
course.
light.
Of
So
course
I
they
really wish
do.
I had a screen, because then I feel like it would be easier to be like, "Oh, close the screen," because then we can still hear each other, you can hear what's happening, you can hear Hannah, like,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a
that's my
lot.
wish list. What's your
Okay.
wish list?
Well, I solved it today.
You solved a wish list?
Yeah, I had
That's
a
a big deal.
really specific high maintenance like idea of the perfect carry-on.
Oh, right, okay.
You know, like
Yeah,
I was like, no, it's got to have this and this and not this and this and this and not this and this. And I was
yeah,
like, there's no way I'm going to find that. I've been looking forever and I found it today. So if anybody is looking, just like I was, for a
yeah.
bag that is a carry-on size, like this does not, by the way, sit under the seat. So it's bigger than that. So if that's your deal breaker, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But if anyone's looking for a real carry-on size that is light, but also has the little strap that lets it stack on top of a bigger bag and
Oh,
holds it,
yes.
I found it Samsonite.
Really?
It has there's one sad part about it.
Okay.
It does not have an external laptop compartment.
So you just have to put the laptop inside of the regular case.
Well, yeah, but that's an issue at the TSA
Oh,
because you have to
gotcha.
take the laptop out. So the one thing that would have made it a perfect bag is if it had that laptop compartment as well.
Mhm.
But the fact that it stacks, I'm trying to get everything off my back because when I toured 10 years ago, or however many years ago, I was spry and nimble, and I could pack so many. I packed for this tour. I think I've mentioned this at least in the Daily Happy. I packed for this tour like I have packed for every other long-term traveling gig I have had,
Yeah.
and I am now old enough to admit that I am too old to carry a super heavy backpack and move two suitcases with one hand. Those days
Mm.
are over. Once I stopped fighting that and just accepted it, like my life was a little more peaceful. But I have to admit, I had a hard time accepting that
Yeah.
because I've done it. I know the gig.
Yeah.
I've also always been in a show where I rode things out, and in this show, I push everything. So there's also that.
Where you rode things. You're right. You've ridden a few different things.
Yeah, I got real spoiled. I would just ride things out, and then when you're done with your scene, you ride it off again. And now they're like, the way that I describe 1776. This is so long. I'm so sorry, everyone. Oh, P.S. Everyone, if you're your first time here, I'm in 1776, the Broadway show. It's touring. Come see it. Okay, the way I describe 1776 is like you're watching C-SPAN
Yeah.
for like 20 minutes. And in the middle of it, you're like, I think my dining table would look better in my kitchen. And at the end of 20 minutes, you're like, I'm going to do that as fast as I can.
Oh my gosh.
And that
That's
is what
amazing.
being in the show is like
And
on your
all
body.
while, like, choreographing your arms and your head and all of that.
Well, and staying present, Allison. I
Yes.
mean, what a job.
It's a very hard job.
It is actually our job.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so my wish list, I have succeeded. I'm sorry that took 20 minutes.
No, that was great. I'm interested. Everyone else was too. Okay.
Thank
So
you,
now it's time for our
Allison,
day.
for validating me. I'm ready.
So it's time for 10
10
cake
cake
eating the chocolate day.
day.
It's a 10K
$8 day.
Imaginary travel and a laugh or two.
As we tell you all the crazy things we wanna do.
We buy top drawer,
But we don't really pay.
so say what's your happy and you'll be our bae.
Here's the magic word.
My name is Chris Zaccardi. I don't know either one of you. You are strangers to me, but I find your podcast amusing. Therefore, I am submitting the word moist, as in moist, delicious cupcakes, made with the best ingredients that are moist and delicious. Moist, moist, moist. That's what I would like. Moist.
Thank you, Chris.
I'm dying. Okay, everyone. Currently, Chris is a stage manager with us on the tour of 1776. But I'm sure that he peaked in 2015 as a stage manager of Alison Burns and Lulu Picard in Disenchanted off-Broadway. I mean, yes, he stage managed Patty. He stage managed Bernadette. He stage managed them all. But I'm pretty sure he peaked with us.
Yeah, 100%. Well, listen, the best part about this word, Chris, is that when Lulu told me, hey, we got our next word, it's moist, sorry, she thought I had to do this day.
Absolutely.
But here's the funny part is it wasn't my turn. And I was like, you got that word ready? Your day ready? She was like, wait, what? It's my word. So I get to sit back, relax, and let Lulu have a moist day.
Well, what else is new? And if you have already decided, everyone, oh, I'm going to hate this episode, or if you saw the cover and it said the moist episode, and you were like, you got to be kidding me. First of all, you can reach Chris Zaccardi at No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But you're not alone. 20% of people have an aversion to the word moist.
Mm-hmm.
And they've figured out why a little bit, kind of, sort of. So most of it they're saying is probably cultural.
Okay.
Like we grow up hearing moist, and then people just are like, you're right, it's gross, right? Like it's just kind of in our thing. The second thing is it does describe both delicious things and also sweaty things. And so people don't know how to combine those two in their head, and it turns gross.
Okay.
And the third part is that when you say the word moist, the same facial muscles contract when we see, smell, or hear something disgusting.
Moist.
So it just makes you feel the patterns of your facial muscle signal our emotional states.
Yeah, because watch, moist.
Yeah,
Ew.
right? You go, ew, moist.
Ew.
And it's kind of like when they say, if you practice smiling, you'll be happier. I think it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so now you know. So how did I come up with where we're going to go? Don't worry. So first, I looked up a lot of things. You're very lucky that I'm not in the Moist Hotel, which I think is in India. There was like a Moist restaurant somewhere. There was a bakery in San Antonio that's literally called Moist Bakery. I ended up like Googling the most humid cities in the world.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah. So first of all, we're going to link this. Housefresh.com has a list of the most humid cities in the world as indicated by someone. There's only one American city on this list.
Okay.
Pinellas Park, Florida.
No way. That's right down the road.
Yeah, I know.
I just want to go take a picture of myself outside and be like, I'm in the moist city of USA.
Well, if you do it by Wednesday, I can put it in the newsletter.
Okay.
Okay. So the most humid city in the world. Any guess where that state might be?
Oh,
or,
in the world?
Or country might be? Yeah.
Australia?
That's a good guess. India.
Oh, India.
India. The most humid city in the world is Patna, India, which has, this is a real rating, quote, miserable humidity, averaging 99.2%.
Out of 100?
Out of 100. Now, listen, Florida, you're like, whatever, it's humid here. No. Florida humidity ranges from 37 to 49%.
That's it?
and India is 99.2%.
That's crazy.
I don't even know. Like, I
Yeah.
was in Seattle yesterday,
Mhm.
and I'm in Florida today. Oh, I know that just confused everyone. I said it was in LA. Just calm down. It's a week ahead. But like just that humidity change in itself, I feel like I'm swimming.
That's crazy. I can't even imagine what that would feel like.
I don't know. I think you'd be in a pool.
Yeah, so it's just that wet.
Doesn't it sound like that?
I would think so.
I don't think this is really the way the statistic works, but doesn't 99.2% means you only have 0.8% away from just being water?
Yeah, like there's only that much dry.
Because water can't be any more wet than 100%.
Right.
Right?
How does that work?
I don't know, girl. Okay.
Wow.
Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah.
So, I am not going to India, and I am
Okay.
not going to Pinellas Park.
Okay.
Instead, I'm going to the most humid city in Europe,
Oh, okay.
which has a dry humidity.
Okay.
I don't know what that means. Because let me tell you what this article says. India has miserable humidity averaging 99.2.
Okay.
Hup. I wrote down how to pronounce this. Hold on. Hup. Hup. Hup, Iceland. It's spelled HOFN, and neither the F nor the N is in the word.
Oh.
It's like hup. Hup.
It's like you're just breathing.
Hup. What I wrote down was HUPB as my clue to myself. Hup. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, Hup, Iceland is the most humid city in Europe, experiencing dry humidity of 99.1%.
So if wet humidity makes you feel wet, then maybe dry humidity makes you feel dry? Like it dries you out?
Wouldn't that be zero humidity?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Is
We need a
confusing.
weather. We got Scott on astronomy.
Yeah.
We need a bae who knows a lot about weather. So if anybody is out there and can answer our questions about humidity, please email us at 10kdollarday@gmail.com. Okay, so I'm in Huffam. It's small. It's just over 2,000 people. It is in southeast Iceland. All right.
Okay.
So for breakfast, we're going to Hafnarbuden. Oh my gosh, Allison Burns.
What?
I have a whole day, a $10,000 day, forgot to put a hotel.
You're not staying anywhere. You know why? It's because the climate's just so pleasant. You're going to sleep outside.
That's it. We're going to sleep outside. You are too. You're on this trip.
Oh, that's right.
Sorry. But we're going to breakfast at Hafnarbuden, I think. One of the cute things about this breakfast, well, it says it's the best breakfast in Iceland.
Okay.
On the online reviews. But apparently it's kind of hard to find a breakfast restaurant in Iceland because they don't do the big sit-down group breakfasts like we would.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to find a place. But I found a place, and they say we honor the old Icelandic tradition to offer guests a cup of coffee after a meal. So they have cups on top of the coffee makers, and you just go and get yourself a cup of coffee after your meal.
I love that.
I do too. So I'm thinking $60, which is way too expensive for breakfast, but just so you and I can order whatever we want.
Yeah, love it.
Now it is time to go to the Jökulsárlón Glacier Lagoon.
Ooh, that sounds
It is
cool.
the deepest lake in Iceland.
Ooh.
And it's going to be cold. I mean, it's humid, but it's cold.
Yeah.
So I packed us a lunch from Pakas, which is a restaurant near here, Huffen.
Okay.
I ordered us langoustine soup.
Okay.
Because lobster and langoustine soup is like everywhere there, so they just must have a lot of lobster
Okay.
up there, and I'm in. So langoustine soup and some creme brulee. They had a lakris flavor, which is licorice, and you and I both like that.
I do.
I know. So with our soup, it's expensive. This soup, well, let me describe it first.
Okay.
Whole langoustine and langoustine tails, which is like a little lobster.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Baked in a white wine cream sauce.
Yum.
Fried potatoes.
Ooh.
Fresh salad and bread on the side.
Yeah, that's great.
Right?
Yeah.
$58 each.
Oh.
That soup is $58.
Oh, it's just the soup.
Girl, just the soup is $58.
Wow.
So for both of us to eat there with our creme brulee, $150.
Love it.
Oh, but we didn't eat there. We packed it. So I also got us Hydro Flask 28-ounce food jars.
Okay.
It's the brand of my water bottle. I really love it. So Hydro Flask food jars, they should keep everything super, super hot. $44.95 each. That's $89.90 to pack
even
our
know they
soup.
made those.
I know. And they're kind of squat and round, and you can put soup in there and they'll be hot for the whole day.
I had no idea. That's cool. I have to look that up later.
I know, it's on my wish list for real life.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are here at the Glacier Lagoon. We're eating our soup. We're very happy.
Okay.
And we are going to take a crystal cave tour through Arctic Adventures.
Okay.
And we're going to ride in a super Jeep.
What's that mean?
I'm so glad you asked. They are an Icelandic invention. So when they say super Jeep, they don't mean Jeep. They don't mean they don't mean the brand Jeep.
Okay.
A super Jeep is kind of a custom rigged car that can go into the icy mountains. And they'll just call it a super Jeep.
Okay.
And everyone does it themselves.
Okay.
Like these look like Frankenstein vehicles.
Oh.
So they'll take the body of usually it's an SUV or a truck. So they take a body of like a Toyota Highlander. Then they'll put giant wheels on them. Then they'll put a big thing around it. Then they'll put lights. Then they'll have super Jeep.
I love that.
Capable of going. It says a super Jeep is a 4-wheel drive all-terrain vehicle equipped with massive suspension systems and tires ranging from 38 inches to 46 inches in size. They have reshaped bodies to house the larger wheels, extended suspension, and a special lift kit to increase the ride height. So a super Jeep is a big vehicle with 4-wheel drive that's able to tackle tougher roads, but they just call it a super Jeep in Iceland.
That's cool. I love it.
Me too. So we're taking a tour in a super Jeep. Have no idea what that looks like or anything, because apparently it can mean anything. But that tour for us is $184 each, so it's $368.
Okay.
For us to take the tour. And this crystal ice cave is, I think it's there's something about it only being right now. Like it might have formed, or access to it was formed recently, or it's something about where like, come see it now, this crystal ice cave, and it looks like you walk into a Hall's cough drop.
Oh,
it's beautiful.
That's cool.
Yeah, like you're ready for Superman to be like, this is my home planet, and you're like, right. But don't worry, I know it's gonna be cold, so I got us both hoodies to wear.
Perfect. And we can also sleep in them since we're gonna sleep outside.
That's right, Allison. I mean, you did Rent. You're used to it, right?
You're right. Yeah.
Okay. So our hoodies just have one word on them, and it says moist.
Why?
Because this is the moist episode, and that's what Chris Zaccardi wanted us to do.
Okay.
All right. Next. The tagline on their shirt, like the first line of their description online, just says, "This shirt is guaranteed to make you new friends."
Oh, well, that's cute.
Just says moist. All right.
I mean,
then I am going to the Om-Nom store.
The Om-Nom?
Om-Nom, O-M-N-O-M. And Om-Nom is a chocolate bar brand that I have recently found here in the States. And by that, I mean like in the last 4 weeks.
There you go. It's your chocolate.
They are exceptionally good. They are expensive, but I'm going to their little factory store place. I'm also going to go to their ice cream store. Everything looks amazing. We're going to spend $20 at the ice cream place.
Okay.
Probably going to buy 10 chocolate bars.
Love it.
That adds $100 on. Now, I made a mistake when I found this Om-Nom chocolate store. It's in Reykjavik. It's 7 hours away.
Oh, okay.
By car.
Okay.
So
we can take that fancy Jeep.
I think we'll take the helicopter instead.
Oh, there you go. I was wondering where you were going to come up with the 10K, like how I was going to get there without that hotel, but there you go.
Well, you can order a helicopter in Reykjavik for the full Monty, is what they call it.
Oh, I like it.
It's up to 6 people. So the price that I'm going to say, which is excessively expensive, you can have up to 6 people for the same price.
Yeah.
You have the helicopter for 8 hours.
Ooh, that's a long time.
You can go everywhere, right? That would cost us $14,500.
Whoa.
14,500.
That's crazy. For how many
the
people?
Helicopter ride for up to 6.
But still, it's so much money.
It's so much. So we're going to sell the other 4 seats.
Oh, that's smart.
But they have to do what we want to do. They have to want to go to the Crystal Cave and the ice cream shop. Like, we're not making other stops, right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
And I don't know the process of finding those people, but we found them.
Okay.
And they gave us the money. But I don't know how much money they're going to have to give us yet, so just hold on.
Okay.
It's time to go to dinner.
Okay.
We're going to Otto, Matur, and Draker. That doesn't even look like a real word. Like, I'm second guessing the copy paste on this because that just looks ridiculous.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But everyone talks about the lobster soup. There is no website for this place, by the way.
Okay.
But there is a lobster soup and a wine list. So I'm thinking more lobster soup. Why not? That's where we are. We're gonna have
Yes, let's do
$150 of lobster soup.
Okay.
So at this point, everyone, I haven't even gotten a hotel, but I am $9,318 over
Oh.
10K, which means the 4 people that we are inviting to take part of our day have to pay $2,329.55 plus admission and the tour and their own chocolate bar. No, I'll share the chocolate bars. We'll share the chocolate bars. And that brings me to $10,000.
That's amazing. Oh my God.
And to be clear, everyone, if we had a sponsor, we would pay for the other 4.
There you go.
Yeah. They don't know that yet. This sponsor that doesn't exist yet, they don't know that they will be paying for other people in our imaginary days the whole time.
It'll be so worth it. And you too can have a moist sweatshirt. Okay.
No one is ever going to play the newsletter game if the prizes are like moist sweatshirts. Or maybe they will. You never know what you're going to get.
Weigh in. Tell us.
Sometimes having a small business is hard, but it makes it easier if you can find good ways to advertise.
Absolutely, and I hope we can do that for our listeners. In fact, if you want to advertise with us, check us out at 10kdollarday.com/advertise, and you can see all of your options.
You can reach all sorts of different people all over the world, really simply and easily, and we'll even record the copy for you.
That's right, personalized, original copy, and it's embedded in our episodes permanently.
That is luxury just like us.
All right, so that's what Lou would do with $10,000 in
the place that is the moistest in Europe, Huffen, Iceland. Huff.
But here's what we would do if we had $10,000 to give away. All right, so moist for me, it made me think of water. I went to water.org. It's a global nonprofit organization working to bring water and sanitation to the world. They have a ton of different ways that you can donate. You can do just a donation online. You can actually do a monthly donation. You can do you can leave a legacy of safe water, which is basically through gifts of like life insurance, charitable lead trust, other stuff like that. You can leave a legacy of water, which I thought was cool. You can also join their company's matching program. You can donate stocks, all kinds of different things. And again, it's just to give clean water and also sanitation to different parts of the world that, we take it for granted that they don't have clean water. So check them out. Very simple, water.org. What do you have?
Perfect. Okay, so I actually went down the same kind of path you did, and I was like, water, moist water. And I found Project Wet,
Oh,
which stands
cool.
for Water Education Today.
Oh, I like that.
Me too. And so what they do is they kind of have this is a really like fancy organization. So they do stuff like they have pamphlets and water posters that they will give to schools and to hospitals and to other people in lots of other countries too, where they don't have great water treatment programs and they don't really know how to clean water for themselves or find clean water a lot. And so they will go into those places too. You can donate to them, and they believe that everyone should have clean drinking water. And I believe that too. So projectwet.org.
Love it. All right. If you guys have a charity that you want us to feature, reach out to us at 10kdollarday@gmail.com. We're also on all the social medias. You can find us at 10kdollarday or at 10kdollardailyhappy on Instagram. Also, we have a Facebook page. So again, we love connecting, hearing about what's important to you. We also love to hear about your happies. So we're going to do that real quick. My happy this week is that I say I learned how, but I just practiced, and then I finally turned out okay. I learned how to make a good bowl of oatmeal a couple of days ago. It took me a few days of practice. I was trying to come up with like a new breakfast something. And what I did was I mixed regular like oats with water, right? Mixed it up to where it was an oat paste. Then I added a spoonful of peanut butter as it was hot. So now it's oatmeal with peanut butter, a tiny bit of almond milk just to like lighten it up. And then I did sliced banana, cinnamon, coconut flakes, and tiny, tiny baby chocolate chips. Basically, it was like a dessert. It was like one of those peanut butter cookies, oatmeal cookies, but it was delicious.
Oh, I bet. I love oatmeal.
Yeah, me too.
I'm very boring with my oatmeal though.
What do you do?
Nothing.
Just oatmeal.
Just oatmeal. Milk and sugar.
Oh, that's good though.
Maybe some raisins. The
golden
kind.
the golden raisin.
Preferably brown sugar.
Okay. Yeah.
And golden raisins. And always a little salt when you're cooking the oat. Oh, Allison, if you're not putting a little salt in when you cook your oatmeal, I'm telling you right now, if you do like a little, like a pinch, it might change your life.
Okay. Well, it changed my life with spaghetti. So
salting? Was I the person that told you to salt your spaghetti?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, probably. You mean the salt in the water when you cook the noodles?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, salt's good.
Salt's good.
Salt's good. It just enhances stuff, So like, just put that in there. Oh my God, I love you so much. Okay.
What's your happy?
My happy goes along with the theme of this episode. I found my water bottle.
Oh, good.
That I thought I lost. I was really sad about it. I thought I lost it at my aunt's house, and I didn't want to bother her that night, and I'd kind of like given it up. But not only do I love my water bottle because it shockingly keeps hot things hot and cold things cold, like for real. But the stickers.
Yeah.
It takes a while, right? So I've got my little Orlando sticker. I have a little Focusrite sticker. If you're looking on YouTube right now, you'll see them. The Focusrite. I've got some podcast movement. I have 1776. Like, this is my life for the last 2 years.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And I got it back.
Love it. All right. Tell us what you got back by emailing us. Do we have any listener mail?
We sure do. We have something from Cindy H., who is our YouTube queen. First of all, Cindy, we love that every time that we put something on YouTube, you're like, hey, what's up? This is so funny. Like, we're doing it for you. Okay. But she says that when we talked about roasted diver in the last episode, and we were like, what is that? What's a diver? And I looked it up and it was a loon.
Yeah.
She looked it up. Maybe my Google's broken. Her Google gave her diver scallops.
Oh, that makes more sense.
That makes so much more sense than eating loon. And we talked about how do you eat loon? Let's look up loon. Is loon ever eaten? And other people are like, I just Googled it. It's scallops.
Wait, they're called diver scallops? Or you have
Yeah.
to dive to get the scallops?
Girl, like, you want me to clarify a clarification that's not even coming from me? I think they're called diver scallops.
Okay, thanks, Cindy.
Thanks, Cindy. And that's what I got.
Now yeah, now we're not gonna look so dumb when we go to a restaurant and they're offering diver scallops and we're like, "But how? We heard you can't eat that, loon."
But how? That's loony.
Yep. All right. Yes, guys, reach out to us. We love to hear what you think about these episodes. And if you've Googled something that makes more sense than what we've said, we love it. Again, 10kdollarday@gmail.com. All right. Now it's time for my favorite part of the show. Here we go. It's time for
10K Roleplay.
All right.
All right,
What
you
am I
ready?
doing? Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Allison,
hmm
you are a superhero.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who your nemesis is Moist Man? I
Okay.
think I stole that idea too. I'm pretty sure I've seen something where there's like a superhero called a Moist Man, but that's your nemesis.
Mhm.
And you hate everything he does, whatever that is. I'm going to let you decide what that is.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I am.
Oh, thank you. It's so nice to be here. We don't get a lot of superheroes in. So, someone with your talents, it's so
Mhm.
exciting to have you here.
Yes. My friends call me Dry Guy. So you can call me Dry Guy as well. I'm so excited to be here. I don't do a lot of interviews because a lot of people don't want to meet me at this time of day. So, because this is the only time of day that I leave my lair. So thanks for being a night owl with me.
Anything for you, Dry Guy.
Mhm.
Okay. So, Dry Guy, what is your obsession right now?
Well, my obsession is that I just got in my lair a nice weighted blanket. Let me tell you why. This is
Okay.
my obsession. Because as a dry guy, I have to really maintain a certain level of dryness in order to use my powers. If you don't know what those powers are, I shoot rocks
Okay.
out of my fingertips.
You
And
shoot rocks out of your fingertips.
yes,
I want to ask you more questions. Cool. So, where do these rocks come from? Do you create them or do you have to collect them and keep them somewhere?
well, the smaller rocks, I create them because my body is so dry that the particles of skin turn into sand and then the sand build up and then I become rock. So then I'm able to catapult the rocks out of my fingertips. The larger rocks are able to live within other magical parts of my body. And then I can shoot
Yeah.
those out too.
Cool.
So, but the weighted blanket, that's where I was going.
Sorry.
A lot of times I'm not able to use weighted blankets because I get too hot and then things start to not collect properly inside of my body. So the new weighted blanket I got has a perfect pH balance. And I am able to sleep with the weighted blanket, get a really good night's sleep, and it doesn't mess up my body chemistry. So I'm still able to produce rocks.
That rocks.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's so weird. All right, Dry Guy,
Yeah.
whose power lies not in your dryness, but just in the rocks that come out of your hands. What's on your wish list?
Well, I wish that I didn't have to go to the superhero ball tomorrow because I don't get along with everyone. Not everybody sees me as a superhero that I am. I'm kind of new on the block or on the rock, if you will. And my nemesis Moist Man is going to be there, which is never a good sign because this guy, he just doesn't know when to quit, you know? It's never the glass is half empty, if you know what I mean. It's always overflowing with him. It's just over the top, waterworks. And he has all this power. He can control the air quality and he can use the moisture in the air, and he can send it through the air at light speed so that it pelts you like, as fast as a bullet train. But it's water pellets. So like, what do you think it'll do? No, it'll do a lot of damage. It'll do a lot. And he thinks I'm not, up to speed with him. He's like, water is more fluid literally than rock. So like we just get in a lot of fights a lot of times, like word fights. We don't use our powers against each other. It's like against superhero code since we're all like in the same realm.
Oh, got it. Because you're on the same side.
We just get in a lot of word fights though, and it's annoying, quite frankly. He doesn't know. He's not a team player. So I wish I could go to this event tomorrow, but I have to. So that's just on my wish list. It's not a very good one, but it's
No, I liked it.
That's near and dear to my heart.
Okay, well, here's some more questions for you.
Okay.
$10,000 if you had it today and you had to spend it today.
Yeah.
How would you do it?
I would create the largest ant farm in the world. So here's the reason why I like ants. Ants can carry.
Just didn't know where that was going at all.
Ants can carry up to like 10 times their body weight.
Yeah.
Which most of the time means rocks, right? You see ants carrying giant boulders on their backs.
Yeah.
I appreciate this because I too can carry up to 10 times my body weight in rocks. So I have a kindred, like spirit with them. And so I would create the world's largest ant farm so that I have some guys to hang out with down in my lair. And I would make it like the entire wall, like they have those fish tank walls and those super, fancy homes. I would have one of those walls that's all ants. And I could watch them and maybe learn something from them and vice versa. Because, ants, even though they're small, they're mighty.
Wow. I am impressed by how well thought out that was. So if you had $10,000 to give away, Dry Guy, how would you do it?
Well, I would give it to an organization that is near and dear to my heart. And it is the organization for young people struggling to grow crops.
To grow crops, you say? It's interesting because I'm not sure if that applies to your rocks or your Dry Guy name. So
well,
tell me.
A little bit of both, Lulu. I live in the inner city. So in general, it's a struggle to grow crops. But on top of that, we have some kids who, they have the green thumb, but they don't know how to use it. And so I would help them out with, getting the soil ready, which I can do very well because I have that communication with the rocks. And then here's the only bad part though. I would have to bring Moist Man on because I feel like together actually we'd create the perfect soil because it's a little bit of dry, a little bit of wet, which is what you want,
But you have to work together to make
we'd
that
have
happen.
to work together. So that's why if I had 10 grand, I think it would motivate me to do, to suck it up and do good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. All right. So what's your happy?
Oh, well, my happy is that my girlfriend just made me a mixtape of all of my favorite rock and roll songs. And it was just so lovely. She put in We Will Rock You. She put in rock and roll is here to stay. She put in the whole Camp Rock album, you know, and Rock the Wave and the Rock and Roller Coaster soundtrack.
Okay, that's great. She definitely Googled the right ones.
Yeah.
Well, it's been great to have you here, Dry
Thanks.
Guy. I hope that you and Moist Man can put your differences together because I really think that if you work together, you could make something great.
Yeah, and make something grow.
There it is.
All right, you ready?
Oh gosh, am I? Yeah.
All right. So, Lulu, you are currently writing a new dictionary,
Okay.
and this dictionary is called Words That Repel You.
Okay.
And Moist is the one that spawned this idea to create this new dictionary of all the words that would repel you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, welcome to the show.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
What is your current obsession?
My current obsession is my new set of black Sharpies, which I use to go into the libraries and just cross out all the words I don't like. Someone's got to do it.
Yeah. That someone's you.
Yes.
Well, what's on your wish list?
On my wish list is, I mean, it's really the whole mission I'm on, Allison.
Uh-huh.
What I would like to do is pick up a book and read it and maybe not think of any bodily functions while I read it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what people don't understand, they say, is this censorship? And I'm saying, no. I am anti-censorship. I think everything should be out there except things that deal with gross body parts.
Yeah.
I just don't want to see it. I think there should be a rating system on books. So I can deal with a lot of violence. I can deal with a lot of sex. I can deal with a lot of stuff in my books. But what I cannot deal is the word sorry. The word moist. The word moist. The word moist. I hate it. So I just can't take it. And I just feel like if someone could be out there to look online and Google it and just tell me, because I can't even do that. I can't even make my hands type. You know, I get to MOI and then it's over. I can't handle it. So I am literally having to go into each library, pick up a book and read the entire book and hope the word's not there. And I don't have the time for that anymore.
Right.
So if someone could just Google it for me, that would be a great part of my wish list. If you want me to break that down into tasks, and then they could just say, please go to Huckleberry Finn, page 12, you know, in between these two lines. And then I could just kind of like look at it and not look at it at the same time.
Yeah.
That would be really helpful.
Nice. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
If anyone listening wants to weigh
Help
in.
me out.
If you had $10,000 to spend on yourself, how would you spend it?
On myself. Oh, that's such a great question. I never spend time on myself. I think what I would do is I would buy myself a new JanSport backpack. I've been using the same JanSport backpack for like 25 years and it's old. I don't know if I made this clear, but I use a lot of Sharpies. And they have all leaked all over my JanSport backpack, making it very conspicuous and everyone knows who I am. I've been using the same one for 20 years. So now I've been banned from some libraries. So I would like a new backpack to help disguise myself because I'm pretty sure they're looking for the backpack.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So what I need is either a new backpack or a complete disguise.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, if you had $10,000 to give away, where would you give it?
You know, I'm not a hard-hearted woman. Okay. I understand that there are authors there that are going to be really, really upset. I speak mostly of Mr. John Clancy Moore, who wrote Moist, Moist, and More Moist. I mean, his book is basically, I just said that word so easily. I should get a Tony. It just rolled off my tongue like I didn't have a problem. And his book is basically nothing now. And there's also another poet who wrote, why did I say the poet? Poet who wrote the poem. Look at that hoist. It's really, really, and I was like, I can't take it. So, and that's like the refrain to the poem, even though it makes no sense. So those two authors in particular, plus I'm sure there are others, I would love to give them a little money to go like on a retreat. To just kind of like commune with each other, or maybe if one of them needs therapy to get through it, I get it, you know. Maybe they just need to open their minds and find new words.
Yeah.
So
that's that. Yeah, I agree with that. Find new words. All right. And lastly, what's your happy?
Well, my happy is that there is a senator in my state who agrees with me that these words are shocking to the system and should not just come across your eyes whenever, you know. And they have actually introduced a bill into the legislature that moist will be considered a curse word. And if it's in a movie, it would have to be under the NC-17 rating.
Okay.
If it's in a library, it would have to be on the top shelf.
Okay.
And if it's on, I don't know, a sweatshirt or a hoodie just sold on the internet, then you would have to show proof of age and proof of intent of where to wear that. Because if I go to Applebee's,
yeah,
and I see someone with a hoodie that says, I don't even know what I'll do. I might just take my ultimate margarita and pour it on their head and go, well, now you are.
Oh my God, I can't breathe. Well, thank you for being here.
Yes, you're welcome.
And I wish you all the best.
Thank you. I wish only nice words in front of your eyes.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right. Hey guys, that's our show. Thanks for being here. If you had fun, why don't you check us out at Patreon? It's 10kdollarday.com/Patreon, Patreon for as little as $2 a month. You can support this podcast. And when you become a and when you become a patron, we get to send you a little special gift. And Aaron, that gift is coming to you in Cincinnati. We got your address. And so it's on the way. Look out for that. All right. 10K Dollar Day is produced by 10K Dollar Day LLC. Intro by Stan Collins. The 10K logo art by Jacob McAllister. 10K jingle by Rockwell and Rose. The vintage 10K Saturday voiceover by Charlie Hume. Thanks as always to Buzzsprout. We're going to end this the way we end it every week with friends like us.
Who needs amenities?